Yeah?
Yeah.
How do I look?
Yeah.
Is it like this or what?
However you want to sit.
What the fuck?
It doesn't matter.
I'll probably be moving a lot.
That's okay.
I can't sit still. I can't sit still.
No, so I always start the camera just early so that you can just kind of talk and get your nerves out and stuff.
Oh, I'm not nervous.
Oh, okay. Did you pick up that pen?
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Should I show my ass? Huh?
Whatever you want.
I already did it.
Did you really?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So introduce yourself.
Well, I'm Michael from the Netherlands.
From the Netherlands?
Yeah.
Okay.
AKA Holland.
Okay.
Dutch.
And what do you do career-wise? Like, what are you?
At the moment, I'm having a massive holiday. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
But in a couple months, I'll be working as a chef. Yeah, that's actually it for the next couple of months, just working as a chef and then diving as a hobby on the side.
Okay, so how did you get into like wanting to be a chef?
I actually only did this for my skilled visa here to become a permanent residency here in Australia.
Okay, so why Australia?
Because the moment I came here in 2018, I felt like I was home.
Okay.
And yeah, there are no other words for it.
How many places have you traveled, like, in your, since you're, what, 30?
I have 172 places in the whole entire world that I've
you've
seen.
traveled?
Yep. All through Europe, Canada, the States, Australia, Asia.
And Australia was like the most?
Yeah. Yeah. Also because I have a lot of friends here. They stayed here as well, and just the weather here as well. Just love it, even though it's really hot and I keep sweating. But
hot and humid, yeah. So you said that you do diving as a hobby, but you're also a dive master.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So what made you want to be a dive master?
I did my open water course actually here. No, I did try scuba in Spain, and that was the moment I was like, all right, I gotta go underwater with a tank and stay underwater as long as possible. Also, when I was a kid, I was always in the water, so doing water sports and
it kind of shows because like whenever we were at like the waterfalls and stuff, and you're just constantly jumping in, so it makes sense.
Yeah, and then a friend of mine, he stayed in the hostel where I stayed as well. And he did the dive master training, and he's like, yeah, you should do it as well. And then I started doing that. I worked for a half year on the Great Barrier Reef.
Where else have you dived?
I've dived in Egypt, in the Philippines, Indonesia, and Australia.
So all over the place as well. Yeah. Where would you say the best place that you ever?
You can't, with diving, you can't really say this is the best place because every place has their own unique spots and things. But the coolest moment was definitely in the Philippines. That's where I dove with the treasure shark.
Treasure shark.
Yeah.
I gotta think of more questions. This is how they always go. It's always like I'll have to like edit pieces out, obviously.
So you're gonna cut this?
Some of it. Yeah, maybe we'll see.
Who cares?
So.
What diving does with me?
Yeah, like why? Like I know a lot of people enjoy diving.
Bruh. You're good. All good.
You're fine. No, you're okay. Don't worry about it.
Don't
worry about it.
Come again. Yes, come again. Come again. Say hello. Say hello.
Yeah, say hello.
Hello. Wait. Konnichiwa.
That was cute.
I like the pants. I like the pants. Looks good. It's okay.
Cute. Yeah, so why did you
Please
get
don't
into
cut
diving?
this out.
I won't cut that out. why did you get into diving? Like I know you said that like you started it and you just really enjoyed it.
It's
but,
just
like,
the underwater world. Like the only thing what you hear is your own thoughts, and then nothing else beside ocean sounds, clicking. I don't know how to describe the ocean sound, but
so it's like more peaceful, relaxing.
Yeah.
Like it kind of like for me, diving just kind of mutes everything. So like typically I have like I'm usually overthinking all the time and like just constantly thinking about like what everyone thinks and like what I'm gonna do next and like what I need to do. And then like getting into the water, just like it's silent and you can just.
Yeah, same for me. For me, is every single time when I used to work here as a dive master, every single time I went underwater and I deflated my BCD, I was like, you hear that sound, right? And that was the moment like, all right, let's go have fun. And then underwater I was doing tricks, showing everyone where to go and give them advice with diving, and just give them the best time of their life.
Yeah,
and that's also what was amazing for me, just to help other people out to make their holiday even better than it already is.
Yeah, I think that's definitely like a big factor because like I know like getting into like my dive masters, like just doing the training, I really enjoyed being able to like interact with all the people and like make them have a better time. Even like, cause like you notice some of the like the other staff members, they'll be kind of like in like certain types of moods and stuff, and it rubs off on like how the guests and it rubs off on how the guests are kind of interacting, and you kind of see it in their face. They like they look more nervous, or they're just like they don't look like they're enjoying themselves. And then like being able to like go out there and be like, hey, like this is gonna be fun, like cheer up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it like brightens my mood to see their moods brighten too. And it's like the same thing. Like this morning when I went on a walk, I was thinking about, because like I just randomly smile at people all the time, especially when they look not like that, but when they look sad or they look grumpy, like I'll just kind of like shoot out a small smile and like their face instantly brightens up, and it just like made me think like
the power of a smile.
Yeah, it changes my mood, it changes their mood, and I think being able to bring people into like your own world when it comes to like diving or lifting or like whatever it is, and like show them how great it can be, it like really changes their perspective just a little bit.
Yeah, definitely with diving, everybody loves to do it. The certified divers, definitely, because they became certified because they want to dive as a hobby. And then if you can make it even better, just by showing them things, even if it's the smallest thing, but you know the reef, I've been diving there for, what is it, 5 months, 4 times a day or so. So it's basically, it was my home. Basically lived there. So took them all to my backyard.
I know we talked a little bit about it before, and like obviously like you don't have to get into it if you don't feel comfortable because it's on camera, but like tell me a little bit like of like your past regarding like mental health and like where you're at with that. And
as in what it has to do with diving, or
like both, like where like for instance, like have you ever struggled with mental health? Like
I've always knew my way out of situations if I had struggles in my head. I've definitely learned that with diving as well, is that when something happens, you stop, you think, and then you react. And I always did that before already. So if I came into a situation that I was like, I don't know, get in trouble, or financial wise or emotional wise, I just cut the rope and then start thinking about what I should do. Is it really important for today, or if it's going to be something for tomorrow? Then react on those thoughts, and then you do whatever you need to do. So I've never really struggled with things. It was just more the situations what I've been in, and that mentally I wanted to move on, but physically I just couldn't because it was not the right time to do it.
So do you think being in the water and diving helped in ways to like help you move on through things?
It made me really calm from the inside as well, because basically what I learned with diving, and also what I'm taking with myself in life, is that you just go with the flow. Like if the current is really strong, why should you swim into it if you can just drift with it? It means it's just the wrong direction you're going. So it's basically like life as well. Life will push you in the right direction.
I like that. That's good.
That one hit you.
Yeah, I really liked that because like I haven't thought about it like that because like obviously like you know a little bit about my past and like how I've struggled with like mental health and like how it's been difficult for me, especially from like moving from one thing to another, especially when I get attached. And from what I had to go through with like being in the hospital and everything, and like constantly like even like now like I'll be going through like my Facebook or my Instagram and I'll see like one less follower and I'll like go to see who that is, and it's someone that was like a friend that I thought was a friend before the situation had happened, and I thought it was gonna be someone that like, oh, these people are still gonna be my friends like regardless, and it's just like, okay, well you just see them one by one dropping off and like it hurts because it's, and for me like moving on from that kind of stuff, it's like it's hard because like I put a lot of effort and I put a lot of myself into people that I meet, and when I have to let go of them, it sucks. So what you said about like going with the flow and like instead of swimming into the current, because I do find myself a lot of times trying to swim into the current, trying to fight things from like not wanting it to end, not wanting it to go away, not wanting to lose people, or not wanting to
but that's basically you're swimming into the current.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though the current doesn't have to be strong, but at one point it's gonna
get tired.
Yep, you get tired anyway, so
and I think that's definitely what had happened before, was that I just got so tired, and that's what.
And I do it every day as well. Everyone does it. It's just if you know that you're doing it, it's easier to tell yourself, hey, like, stop.
But
you know what you need to do.
But it also is kind of hard too to tell yourself to stop, because it's like if you believe or if you think something is meant for you, or if you think that thing is like what you need in your life, then you're gonna be stubborn and you're gonna like fight for it like no matter what, and then it's gonna get to the point where you are too exhausted. And for me that point was landing in the hospital, because I was fighting too hard for something that wasn't right, and I lost myself into it, and I lost like I put everything that I wanted to do on hold for it too. And
that's basically what I said. You just got the rope, because these ropes are basically holding you back from things.
But like,
it's an anchor.
Well, yeah, but how do you just cut the rope? Like, how?
Oh, you just pull out the block. You cut the rope. You.
But it's so much more difficult than just
it
like,
is,
oh,
it
chop
is
it off.
not. No, it is. It is actually not, because it's just basically saying like, hey, I don't want to do this. I quit. I don't do this anymore. And it's either with work, it's either with something you like to do actually, or a hobby or whatsoever, or a person. It's like, hey, I don't like hanging out with you anymore because I think you have a bad influence on me.
But you can also have like that feeling of like that thing having that bad influence or not being good for you, but then like half of your heart or half of like your being still wants to be with that. So like, how do you cut that off?
That's, you kind of want to be stronger than your own mind. Then
it's hard.
I know it's hard.
It's hard.
But it's basically going to the gym as well. Like, you cannot start with 100 kg or whatever you use in the States. What do you use in the States? Pounds, yeah, that one. You cannot start with the heaviest dumbbell on the rack. You gotta start with the beginning, with the small steps. Like running, you gotta learn how to crawl first, then stand up, and then you learn how to walk, and you will fall down, and then you start running. Once you start running, everything should go smoothly. If you look out, unless you don't look out, you might hit a car, or a car hit you, or whatsoever. No, you know what I mean, right?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Start with the small ropes first, and then at one point the bigger ropes aren't that big anymore.
Yeah. So I guess like when it comes to moving on from situations, it's just like one tiny step at a time.
Yeah. That's all you can do.
Makes sense.
Thought he was gonna steal the camera.
I thought he was too. Hey. What is he doing?
You little shit. Why you can't say shit on camera? Oh, I said it twice.
It's okay. You already showed your butt in front of it, didn't you?
True. Should I do my penis?
No. Definitely not.
No, I've really learned in life that that cutting ropes is the best thing to do. Even though it's hard and you'll be missing things, but in the end, you're the person who is gonna make your life amazing, and nobody else will do it for you. They can help you, but you're still. You remember that story about the rocket? What I told you?
Yeah.
You understand the story about it or not?
Yeah, but tell it again. Tell it again.
Do it in camera now.
Do it in front of the camera.
No, I've heard this once on social media. This guy, he said that like you're basically like a rocket. The moment you have your lift off, you have the boosters to help you into space, and then you have at one point these boosters are empty. So some people around you are like these boosters. They're not going to go to the same altitude as you want to go, but it doesn't mean that they're bad people. They're just like not meant to be there where you want to go. So they fall off at one point, or you kind of cut them off because they're going to hold you back in the weight.
Yeah.
So you cut off the boosters and then you go fly on your own.
Good too.
Same as with the ropes.
Yeah. So when it comes to like diving, if you could tell someone who like is on the fence about wanting to dive, like what would you tell them to get them to start diving?
Well, I will never tell them that they should start diving.
No, but like if someone came to you and they're just like, hey, so
what's
like,
so amazing about diving and all that stuff? I would say the underwater world is actually bigger than the world we are living in. Because I don't know how many percent from the ocean is explored, but it's not a lot.
Yeah.
Because we cannot go to certain depths. But the places where we can go, there's a lot to learn, and it's amazing all the creatures, what we can see on the water, how it works, how the whole ecosystem works, and how we actually get our oxygen from the ocean and not only from the trees. That's, for me it's really interesting to look that up.
Yeah, it is like also being in a completely different world too.
Yeah.
Like it's like you see things down there that's
everything
like,
what you see on the surface is like, oh, just a bit of water, and if you jump in the ocean from a boat or whatsoever, you see the ground if the visibility is great. But once you get your mask on, your goggles, and you jump in the water, you're like, oh, damn.
What are these aliens?
Is it that big? You feel so small.
Yeah.
Yet you feel powerful, but yet you're not.
Yeah.
And it's the risk. I'm a risk taker anyway. It's the adrenaline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I find it more peaceful than like adrenaline building.
It depends where you will be going.
I guess that's true.
If you just go on the reef here in Australia, for example, you have like 12 meters. Then you see a lot of stuff. But if you go in the open water, you go diving in the open water, it's going to be different already.
I guess that's true. What was your best experience diving? Like what moment do you still think about that was like, oh my gosh, that was definitely
here on the Great Barrier Reef, the time that I worked here and actually did my dive master training with my friends from the boat, who first I didn't know, but after a week we were so close with each other. All the trainings what we did to become a dive master, the risk what we take, the life what we have saved actually, because you're working on the boat, and it is risky, and people say that they can swim, but in the end they cannot really swim. So you kind of be a hero.
So did you ever have to save anyone?
I've saved 6 lives, and if I didn't jump in the water, they drowned.
What happened in those situations?
Well, a couple of them, they said they can't swim, but the moment they jumped in, it was drowning right away, and not really. The lookout was looking on the other side.
I know everything's like for that. We got children playing volleyball, music, airplanes.
Well, we put everything together.
I'm hoping the mics are picking everything up. Hello, hello, hello.
Or we can ask for a group photo later on. They're all in the picture, right? These guys. Like I said, a couple jumped in the water and they couldn't swim at all. So I jumped in, Lookout was at that point looking on the other side, which can happen obviously because he needs to check both sides everywhere. Underwater as well, a woman panicked, and I just need to grab in, and because she had water in her mask, and she started going nuts basically. And then I put my legs around her and I grabbed my own mask and pulled it off and put it back on again, and showed her that there's nothing wrong with just a bit of water.
How did you get her to calm down?
By showing her, taking my mask off. Like showing her that what's happening is not that bad, and then when I put my mask back on, she was like, so she looked at me.
She wasn't like completely panicked, where she was like completely like disregarding you or anything.
Well, I was swimming next to her, and like the moment I saw that something was gonna happen, I immediately grabbed her by the arm. But she was like pulling me, and like she wanted to go up and basically try to drown me-ish, kind of, because when you panic, people do whatever they want to do. I don't know even what they want to do at that moment. But yeah, so I pulled off my mask, and then I showed her that it's all gonna be fine. It's not a problem if you have some water in your mask. And then she kind of calmed down, but she still wanted to go to the surface. There wasn't a life threat or so. There was just somebody panicking. Most of them that were on the surface, they came up on the surface panicking, couldn't swim, or they were exhausted from the dive or from the snorkel, or all of a sudden the current was too, or the waves were too high, current too strong, whatsoever.
So for your best moment, it would have been your DM training? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because I had the most experience out of that one.
Yeah, I learned a lot.
Yeah, I've done a lot during the trainings and all that stuff. Also, I was diving with a guy. He was or a man actually. I think he was 35-ish. And the first dive what we had, it was less than 6 minutes, and his tank was already empty because he was sucking up that air.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he was basically hyperventilating underwater. At least that's what I thought. And he was having these weirdest twitches, like
oh my god.
It was really weird. First I thought he had some I don't know, heart attack or what's going on with this guy. And then we came up to the surface and we're like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah." So, well, you know what? Just take my secondary regulator, and then we do another 3 to 4 minutes or so, and then we stay around the boat. Then after that, I went to the dive master. And I told him the situation, because he asked me also, like, why are you already back? I said, well, look at his tank. He's like, oh, okay, well, do you think you can manage to take him to 40 minutes? So, oh, the only thing what I can do is try. So every single time we were diving, before we went down, I explained him what we're gonna do, because he wanted to swim arm in arm with me, because he was so afraid of everything underwater. But
that's why he was sucking up all his oxygen.
Yeah, he sucked. But yeah, so every single time we went diving, I told him, like, let's wait until everybody's in the water, then you get in your BCD, because then you have the time, you don't feel the pressure from other people around you, and like, all that kind of nonsense. And first we snorkeled a little bit, we went to the mooring line, and then we went down from the mooring line. I asked if he was okay, and then we were on the sand, kneeling down, and then I told him to come with me, to swim towards me. And I hold his hand, arm, whatever. The first dive, like I said, was like 6 minutes or something. Not more than 10. Let's say that, not more than 10 minutes. And the last dive was 47 minutes. So I kind of encouraged him to swim without me on my side. And I've seen the biggest cowtail stingray in my whole entire life in the last dive. And I heard him screaming from joy, because the only thing what we saw was just the basic fish the whole entire time, which was actually okay, but as a reward, I feel like this cowtail stingray came up to us. He came a bit too close, because I kind of pushed it away, but still, on the end of the dive, when we came up to the surface, he was crying from joy. And he was so happy. And this is what I love about diving, or working as a dive master, that you're guiding certified divers and really make their time on the Great Barrier Reef or wherever in the world, make it a better.
Yeah. No, that's great. What was the worst thing that you've ever experienced?
Oh, that I panicked myself.
Really?
Well, I didn't really, no, I wasn't really panicking, but I was diving. I had 3 certified divers with me, a father, and I don't know if it was a couple, but a boy and a girl, daughter, son, whatever. But anyway, there were 3. And then, can you go away?
I know, I was like, oh,
shoo,
excuse me.
it's a big bird though. Yeah, so this was called on fingers. This is how that reef is called. If you have the bow, you go to the right, it really looks like fingers like that. And then if you go to the left, there's a deeper part. So I always go with the first dive to the left and with the second one to the right. And I told them that if we follow the mooring line to the mooring blocks from there, we might see some reef sharks, because most of the time they are there. We kneel down there, you can take some pictures with your GoPro, and then we start continuing with the dive. And then the younger 2, they understood what I was saying, but the older guy, the father or whatever, the man, he just swam off, and I looked behind me and I was like, where'd he go? And I turned around, and all of a sudden he was, I don't know, a couple meters away from me. But the currents was going that way, so he was swimming quite far away from me, and then I told the other 2, like, all right, let's go. And I start swimming to him. I used like 20 bar on that swim.
Oh wow.
That far away was he from me. So I grabbed him by the fin, and then I couldn't get on my breath, so I started hyperventilating myself on the water. So I pretended that my regulator was broken or so. I said, like, you wait here. I just went up to the surface, and the moment I came on the surface...
Good news and bad news.
I want to have the bad news first. The moment I came at the surface, I took my regulator out, inflated my BCD, and I was there for a minute. I was like, oh, fresh air. I couldn't get on my breath. That was the worst experience for me. But beside that, never actually had a bad experience on the water.
Yeah.
I vomited once, but that was because I was hangover. That's just stupid.
You're not supposed to dive with a hangover.
I know.
Bad.
You shouldn't be having alcohol in your body for the last 24 hours,
naughty,
people.
Naughty.
No.
Bad example.
Oops. Take it from a pro. Everybody does it.
Bad influence.
No, diving is great. It gives me a good feeling. It gives me the freedom of the feeling of freedom. Yeah, just being one with nature, that's what I love anyway. So, I mean, you've seen that.
Yeah, you climbing up waterfalls like a freaking monkey.
Monkey?
Yeah, a monkey. Fine, like Tarzan.
Oh, I think
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. It's not an insult, that's a compliment.
Especially with your hair down. Curly.
And the rest?
Yeah, and the rest.
Okay.
Shut up. Stupid.
You're stupid. Yeah, and the free diving is the best part.
Free diving?
Just take one breath and try to go as far as possible and as long as possible.
How long have you been doing free diving?
When I worked on the reef, I tried it every day.
Yeah.
There. No trainings, just hold your breath and then try to calm down your heart rate and
see how far you get.
Yeah. The deepest I went was 14 meters, but I couldn't go deeper because I was on the bottom. Grabbed some sand, chilled out for a little bit, looked up, and that's it. Looked in the deep blue.
Yeah.
And then I went back up again.
Yeah, freediving is more of like a mental game itself.
Yeah.
Because it's like...
You trick yourself, your own mind and your lungs, because the moment you go down, obviously the pressure on your body is going to be more. So you feel like you're out of breath within the first couple meters you're going down, or feet.
Yeah, and then you psych yourself out.
For the Americans. But yeah, no, you just gotta tell yourself like, hey, you're right. Like, fuck that.
Yeah, because I remember like the first time that I had to do a swim test when I was working at an aquarium. I was doing an internship with them, and we had to do a swim test where we had to swim from one side of the pool to the other and back, holding your breath. You can't break the surface. And every time we would practice, like there was like a ledge in the pool that you'd have to go under, and you'd have to clear that ledge, kick off the wall, and come back and clear it again. And obviously, if you like run out of air underneath, you could like come up and hit your head on it. So that would psych us all out, and it would get super dark in that area too because it was like underneath the ledge. And for like the first couple times that we all tried to do it, like we would always like just freak out underneath, or like we would stop before we even got to the ledge, and we'd come up and we'd be like, I can't hold my breath that long, I'm gonna pop up. And like once like I finally figured out that it's like, hey, like no, just like calm yourself down, like it's fine, you're just swimming, it's fun, you know, just have fun, just swim. And like I was the first one out of our group to like actually be able to like do the full breath hold, just because like I stopped and I was like, okay, no, you're just swimming, like don't.
This is also basically something what I said earlier with the ropes. Like a thought like that is kind of a rope as well. You can see it as a rope. You just cut it and then it's just, alright, it's actually nonsense what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I guess that does apply to a lot of different things.
Yeah, it's just like what I mean with cutting ropes is basically everything. Example is this already. Like your thoughts that you cannot do it, cut that rope.
Yeah.
The thoughts I can't do it, I think it's bullshit anyway, because if you truly want something in life, you want to achieve something, you can do it.
Yeah.
Everybody can sing, everybody can dance, everybody can play any instrument if they want to, everybody has rhythm.
You think everyone can sing?
Doesn't sound great, but everybody can sing.
Everyone can sing, yeah.
Everybody has their own tone in their voice that will have something. I wouldn't say sound great, but it has something.
Do you think diving in a way has made you in any way like a kinder person?
It made me calmer.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't get upset with things that fast anymore since I've been diving.
Okay.
If something happens, I'm just like, huh?
Yeah. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that diving had that influence of making you calmer?
Really because of that stop, think, react quote.
Yeah.
Like what's the point of getting angry of whatever somebody says to me or does to me? Of course I get angry or sad or happy, or like most of the time happy anyway, but if you try to fool me, I'll be happy because I will laugh in your face and like, you don't have the skills to fool me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, diving, I don't know, diving helped a lot with a lot of things, just in general.
Yeah. So, if you met someone where they were like really struggling with like seeing positive aspects in their life, would you suggest trying diving or free diving, or?
If they, yeah, I mean, I could bring it up, but it also depends where they are, if they have the money for it and whatsoever.
Well, yeah.
It depends on the situation for there as well.
Yeah, for sure. But like, if money wasn't an issue, if like the situation was right, would you suggest?
Oh yeah, definitely. I would definitely bring it up and say like, well, I did diving and it helped me a lot.
Because you hear a lot about people that are like, oh well, if you're going through a hard time, go to the gym, work out, do all that kind of stuff, like go lift, like do something physically hard. And I wouldn't say diving is physically challenging.
Well, it depends of what level you're gonna go to.
I guess
as a dive master, you will be guiding people and you will be like pretty
like
physical. But if it's just hobby,
yeah.
I mean, you need to be. You
have to be fit in some aspect.
You don't. If you're obese, no offense, but you're not fit enough to dive.
But you don't have to be an Olympic athlete either.
No, definitely not. No.
Yeah.
If you're just fit enough to dive, then you're fit enough to dive.
Yeah.
You can weigh up to like 50 kilo, but you can also weigh up to 150 kilo. But if you're fit enough to dive, then 150 kilo is a lot. But anyway, bodybuilders.
Did you? So aside from diving and like your experiences with diving, just like throughout your life, like what were did you have any like really, really bad moments that like made you think like, fuck, like what am I doing?
Well, yeah, I think everybody have that, definitely. Like, what am I doing? What's the point of life? Like,
so when you get those thoughts, how do you get through them? Like,
cut the rope.
That's it? You just go straight back to cutting the rope?
Yeah, you just cut the rope.
I don't want to think about that.
Just gonna do something else. Just try to get that thought out. Like, if you're in your room, just get out of the room. Just get out of there, because you're gonna go on this spiral, what's going downwards.
So like, basically, create a new perspective for yourself.
Yeah.
Like if you're sitting
just
in a room
open up
all
a new
day.
door or take a turn to your left or your right or whatever.
Just do something different.
Just do something else.
That's a good way to look at it. Because I feel like sometimes when people say like, oh, just do something else, then you have like other people saying, well, then you're running away from the issue.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be listening to other people to what is good for you.
Yeah.
Not always. Some people can give you advice, but it's still up to you what you're actually doing with it.
Yeah.
So I had enough people in my life that I've been running away from my problems, because then I did dancing, then I quit dancing because I had enough of it, then I did martial arts, and then I quit because I had enough of it. I thought I had know enough to defend myself, so I don't need to continue with that. Then I started playing guitar. I'm not done with that yet, because I love that too much, but yeah, a lot of people are like, oh, he has a new hobby, he has this, drawing, writing, sometimes, whatever, like just do something new, making bracelets, whatever.
You should have brought your guitar so you could play some of your songs.
Yeah, right. No, thank you.
Sing to the world.
Maybe one day. Yeah, I don't know, make a bucket list, that's what I've done. Just write in it what you want to do in life and then do it.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be this week or today, it can be next year, in 10 years, doesn't matter. Just have patience and just don't let anybody take these moments away from you if you really want to do stuff.
Yeah, because I know that it is really hard when you do get into that negative mindset to, like I said earlier, like it's hard to cut that rope and to do something different, because like you sit there and you're just like, well, I need to think about this right now, otherwise it's never going to get solved. If I do something else, or if I go and do, like if I'm sitting in my room right now, like on my laptop trying to figure shit out and nothing's working, but if I leave, then this is going to get put on hold and I'm going to procrastinate and I'm not going to be able to come back to it. So then I'm going to start like spiraling, thinking about all the things that negative
True,
things.
but most of the time if you take a step back from something, you have new ideas, and then actually the project is going to be better.
That's true. Why are you so smart?
I don't know. Life made me smart. I mean,
How
they
old
say
are you again?
32.
32.
Almost 33. Still
Old
look
as
like still looking like a young god.
Whatever. Old as fuck.
They do say that diamonds are made under pressure, but it's not a constant pressure what it is.
Yeah, because constant pressure is going to just break it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're all diamonds.
Yeah.
Different kind of pressures. Big diamonds, small diamonds, but we're all diamonds.
Aww, we're all diamonds. That's cute. We're all diamonds.
Shine bright like a diamond. Listen, who sings that again?
Is it Rihanna?
Ah,
I don't know.
it's an American chick.
I think it's Rihanna. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I'm not going to say that and be wrong. When you started your DM course, was it hard stepping into that? Was it hard? Like, were you, for anything that you've done, like the chef, training, dive master, all of your other things.
It's as hard as you want to make it yourself.
But were you ever scared to start any of them?
No.
You were so eager to.
No, it just, I don't know, in the Netherlands, the way they teach us is how to swim, the parents, is they just throw us in the water and they say, yeah, now you gotta swim.
Okay, so that built a lot of confidence in you. Because you're a pretty confident person, I feel like.
Well, my family is pretty confident in general because we always did like extreme stuff, going jet skis, water sports, whatever, hiking, you name it.
Did you ever have the fear of failing?
Yeah, every day.
And you just...
Now it gets interesting. Of course, everybody has the fear of failing. It's normal, but it's just how you pick it up. Like, are you gonna tell yourself, I can't do it, I can't do it? Yeah, it's not gonna work out. But if you keep believing in yourself, then you'll be able to achieve it. I mean, I did a German education and I didn't even spoke the language when I started. And here I am.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, yeah, everything is possible.
So you speak Dutch and German?
Yeah.
Say something.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
I don't like to speak German. I'm shy.
Oh, whatever.
It's okay, nobody knows you.
Nobody knows you. Don't be shy, nobody knows you.
No. I don't know what to say. What do you want me to say?
Say, it's a beautiful day.
In Dutch?
Yeah.
Het is een mooie dag. In German?
Yeah.
Het is een wunderschöne Tag. There you go.
Nice.
English?
Yes.
It's a nice day.
Okay, I think that's all the questions I can think of right now.
Yeah.
But I do have one more thing for you, and it's my guest book. So you just have to.
I know. I have a book like that as well.
Okay, but you just
Remember.
read. Yeah, I know. But this is my podcast.
Okay.
so-
Do you want me to write in it now?
Yeah,
Now?
you gotta
Or
write your
like,
quote down. No, you gotta write your quote down. Something that's like
Yeah, but-
influenced you.
As in now? I cannot think about it.
I told you to think about it for like the past 2 days.
I already told you what it was.
And then read it out loud and tell me why.
I have more. I can write the whole entire book if you want.
I don't need the whole book, I just need one.
Just one?
Yeah.
But I have so many.
Okay, fine, 2. You can do 2.
Can I do 3? Because I
Fine,
speak
do
3
3.
languages.
Okay, fine.
4. Man, you're
Fine,
easy
4.
to serve. The whole book?
There's not that many pages. I really hope the mics are picking this up. I hope
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it again though.
Now we need to get Bobby. Bobby.
Bobby. So I have 1. Wake up like you do it on purpose.
Okay.
Or shall I just leave it by 1?
You wanted to do 4, do 4.
No, I forgot the rest.
Oh, you have really nice handwriting.
Ah, thank you. It actually looks like shit, but sure.
No, it looks,
Nah.
it's cute.
Everything is possible. Never. Oh. Self. Never talk negative about yourself. This is because your brain doesn't know the difference between a joke and the truth.
I like that. Well, don't just close the book. I gotta look at what you wrote.
I just told you.
I know. But you also have to kind of explain it. So wake up like you do it on purpose.
Yeah. Oh. It's from
I mean,
a
it's
movie.
very straightforward, but
Yeah,
explain it.
yeah.
Why do you want it?
Just do it like you do it on purpose. Like I want to wake up. I want to do this today, because today is today, and tomorrow will be mystery, and yesterday will be history. That's from Kung Fu Panda.
And then everything is possible?
Yeah, everything is possible. I mean, 100 years ago they didn't have cell phones, and look what we have now.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Never talk negative about yourself. You already
Yeah.
said that. Yeah. Because your body doesn't know if your mind doesn't know if it's a joke or not.
yeah,
That's a good one because I talk negative about myself a lot.
yeah, and you shouldn't.
And yeah, because it's like, even like when I was going to therapy, my therapist would always be like, I'm hearing a lot of like blaming yourself and a lot of negative talk. Like, it's like, it was really subtle like throughout it, but like she was able to pick
Yeah,
up
you
on it
just
and I
like
wasn't.
you don't notice it if you talk shit about yourself.
No.
Even if you joke around, like, oh, my face is ugly, or my nose, I don't like my nose. Like,
Yeah.
who gives a shit if you like your nose or not?
Yeah,
It's not. It's not about if your nose looks nice. It's about that you can actually smell something. It's the fun, yeah, right?
Okay, I like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bigger your ears, the more you hear.
Thanks.
Yours are cute.
Thank you.
They're not that big.
I can hear you. Well, thank you for being on my podcast.
Yeah, I'll send you the bill later.
I thought it was free.
What?
What?
You got Cash App?
No.
Oh, me neither. Alright, just do cash in hand then.
You should. Well, thank you.
No problem.
Oh, hug.
Yeah. I need to fart.
Gross. Alright, let's hope we can actually hear stuff through this.
Do you mind if I go already? Otherwise I need to do it again.